If I'm 30, 20.
20 years. So that's 50. So 50 is cool for you. Half my age plus 7. Half my age. I'm about to be 57, so that'll be 28 and a half plus 7.
You about to be 57?
I'm about to be 57.
Okay.
57 minus 7.
That's 50.
Tell us the truth! All right, so what's good, homies? It's your man, Book of AlphaRonomy, a.k.a. Doc BOA. Yep, I got time today. Young Miami is one strange girl. She was a city girl who did all this big talk about how she take men for their money and do all these things. And as a single mom representing that lifestyle, I guess it was okay when she was in her 20s. Now she's in her 30s. And with another child and her history with Diddy, she has decided that maybe it's time for her to settle down. The problem is she has baggage. And what women don't understand is that it doesn't matter what level of beauty you have. And Young Miami isn't the ugliest girl around. I mean, she's not drop dead gorgeous, but she's not the ugliest girl in the world. But her history with a guy like Diddy, that's baggage. 2 babies, that's baggage. City girl lifestyle, that's baggage. The company she keeps, that's baggage. And at this point in her life, being in her early 30s, these women love to key in on the OG. So if you're OG with your money right, you got to keep your eyes peeled because these young girls have skills and they have you paying all their bills while they still getting with somebody else to chill. You understand me? So let's take a look at this clip with her with Shannon Sharp on his podcast, and we'll see just how flirtatious and ready and willing to give a man a shot who's in a position to do the one thing that all single moms know deep down inside they need, and that's to have a male figure in their children's lives, a strong male figure, and preferably a rich male figure. Let's take a look at this video, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
You single?
Damn, you tried to hit on me? I ain't got no money. I'm telling you, I ain't got no money. We gonna be back in Section 8.
That works for me. Shit. Hello.
Hey,
Section 8 saving up.
Hey, we be on the counter with that big old block of cheese with that knife trying to cut it.
Man, as long as we spending time together, I don't even care. Long as them kids going to school, they fat, I don't care. Like, I'm just happy with, like, spending time with my person. I'm telling you, like, that shit feel good.
It feel good?
It feel good.
You ever date an older man?
Yeah.
How much older? What's the 5 years, 10 years? I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I'm saying what?
Like 30, like 20, 30 years. Wait, let me see.
Now, what you simply see is a young woman that's flirting with a man. And I'm going to be honest with you. When you see a young woman openly flirting like this with an older man, it reeks of desperation. See, what y'all got to understand is this. Diddy is accused of doing a lot of foul things. But one thing Diddy did was spend money on chicks. Take them on trips, gave them a lifestyle. Well, guess what happens now that Diddy's jammed up? Nobody else is going to give Young Miami that lifestyle. Why? Because nobody wants to deal with the woman behind Diddy. There's just something about that guy and a woman who's been with her publicly, bragging and doing all of that and claiming him and doing all of that. Y'all remember that she told that man, hey, we go together? And he was like, huh? Okay. So she could save face on camera. Y'all check this out.
What's your relationship status? Mr. At Bad.
I'm single, I'm single, but I'm dating. I'm just taking my time with life.
All right. So what we is?
We date.
I feel like you single, but we go together. So how would you feel if I be telling people that I'm single because we go together? I'm not laughing.
Hold on.
It ain't no hold on.
We go together now?
Real bad.
Whatever you say.
I like that.
Now, you look at another situation where she gifted him something and he was drunk and, he bowed down to her and did all of that. And there's just an exchange between these two people that's weird. It was always like, what we have come to expect from Diddy based on the things he's been accused of, not just by strangers, but by famous people we know who have dealt with him in business. Y'all watch this.
Ain't nobody loving me like this. She loving me like this. That's what's up. That's the up. Oh! Oh! Oh!
As you should. Now, get up. Okay, so I can celebrate.
Go ahead and make love.
One thing that I notice is most men that you think of as these tough, chest out type of guys, when they in love, become a whole different type of person.
Turn to baby.
What is that like, watching this man with this image of toughness just kind of turn into a baby?
So now when you see her coming at Shannon like this, you can see the desperation. She's not playing. She's dead serious. See how she tried to make the 50 be, what it is? She's like, whatever it is, okay, that's 50. She doesn't care. She said she'll go 20 years. Shannon's 27 years. She like, I don't care. She's in a position of desperation right now. And she doesn't want a husband. She don't even want a man. She wants somebody, man, that's going to help her with those kids. Because here's the thing about a woman, brother. And I'm telling you what I know and what you know. A woman who has a kid, now the man may not be present in the child's life, which if the woman moves on and marries somebody else, then you probably shouldn't be present. That's a level of competition for your own child that you don't want to be in. But that's another story. If that woman has a child by a man who ain't getting no paper and helping her financially, that's a totally different ball game. Because children are expensive for regular people. But if you live in a lifestyle where you're buying all that expensive shit, it's a different level of expenditure. And what Young Miami is figuring out, the well is dried up. There's no more city girl music. That's over. Even if they got back together and put music out, that's done. It's over. There's younger girls who actually rap better in some respects. But she's at a point in life right now. She's at a crossroads. She's at that wall. She's got a little money, so she's been able to hold on pretty good. But, man, she's at the wall. And the wall is making her jump off the porch and move in desperation.
If I'm 30, 20.
20 years. So that's 50. So 50 is cool for you. Half my age plus 7. Half my age, I'm about to be 57, so that'll be 28 and a half plus 7.
You about to be 57?
I'm about to be 57.
Okay.
57 minus 7.
That's 50.
Are you willing to settle? You ready to settle down?
I feel like going into my 30s, yes, because I got 2 kids. I'm 31. Life getting a little serious. It's time to slow down. It's time to be a family. Like my son father is deceased, like he died, and it's like I'm raising a son of my own. I want him to have a father figure. I want him to have some type of male figure in his life. So it's like I can't just be a fun girl running around.
Right.
As a city girl.
Right.
Life got to get serious.
That's what we're seeing. And Shannon, being who he is, man, Shannon probably he probably want to slide through a couple times. I know he ain't finna lock her down, but Shannon probably want to slide through a couple times. And they may be an item for a minute. If I was Shannon, I would. In the position he in, man, I would. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if Shannon obviously don't mind spending a little paper, he actually paid to get a woman's divorce finalized. Y'all listen to this.
I was once dating this chick, right, Skip, and she was married, but she was getting a divorce. I knew I wanted her. I said, you know what? I'll pay for the divorce because I believe she was the one. That's what I did. I said, why you arguing about this? He wouldn't sign the papers. I said, why you arguing about this little bit of money? I gave her the money, filed the divorce because I believe if they believed in Baker Mayfield, they would do the exact same thing. I keep it 100 with y'all here.
So when you think about it, what else is there to do? This is what the man, he's about that life, and she's obviously looking for someone just to be a plug-in in her life right now until she finds her next move. Because honestly, we all know Shannon ain't the move, that Shannon ain't finna lock her down. Man, you saw what just happened with Ocho? He saw that. But I want y'all to understand something. When you deal with these women, you got to think about how they really feel about themselves. A woman can say whatever she want to say. The louder a woman talks about how great she is and how fine she is and how wonderful she is and how good she is, the more you come to realize she doesn't really view herself that way. Because women who view themselves that way, they don't brag about it. They don't talk about it. They just go out and live it. Same thing about men. Men who brag about money all the time, they ain't really getting it like that. Men who have it, they just live like they got it. You know what I mean? They make moves like they got it. And I just want y'all to understand, you can easily get caught up with a woman who still looks good and still knows how to put on that face and put on that act like she's a good girl. And you can find yourself trapped with a good girl who's been terrible her whole life. In essence, fooled by a bad girl, and to put her in a position that you should only put a good girl. Many of you men are tied to women right now. Tied to them. I'm talking about for life. You gotta fight tooth and nail and go through the courts and probably lose a whole lot of money or lose a whole lot of dignity or lose a whole lot of time, a whole lot of sleep, or even worse, the combination of all of that just to get out of the situation that you should have never been in the first place. You got to know what it looks like when a woman is moving desperate. You got to know what it looks like when a woman is moving out of pain. You got to know what it looks like when a woman is moving out of hopelessness. You got to know what it looks like when a woman is moving out of brokenness. You got to know what it looks like when a woman just trying to get to the bag. You got to know all these things, man. And that's why I tell you, man, you apply the prism of the ism to your dealing with women, man, at all times. And you keep yourself from getting caught up in situations like that unless you want to be in those situations. See, you can be in a situation or you can get caught up in a situation. If you know what you're going into, you can't get caught up. You just in the situation and you know what it is. If you don't know, then you end up caught up in the situation. And what happens when you caught up? You can't break free because you are so entrapped because you never fought to try to get out. You just allowed yourself to be wrapped up and woven into this cocoon and you stuck. And I don't want that for any of you men. We see what happens when a man like that are in that situation. I keep saying over and over, Russell Wilson better hold on to football as long as he can because the moment he's done, Sierra won't last with that boy for 3 years after he's done. I'm telling you, he won't make it 3 years. Same thing happened with Iman Shumpert. Iman Shumpert made it a while, but it's because they kept having shows and they kept having other things to do and all of that. But when the well dried up, when the money dried up, well, he wasn't getting to the bag, man, that woman left and took what she could get. That's just what they do, bro. That's what they do. Any woman who is in the spotlight is addicted to the spotlight. Any woman who's gotten that celebrity money and fame, she's addicted to that celebrity money and fame. That's why guys like LL and Samuel Jackson and Denzel and Morris Chestnut and Lorenz Tate, that's why they keep their women out of the spotlight. You look at a man like Tyrese, he never kept his women out of the spotlight, and look what happened to him. He always on IG with them, always doing lives with them, always on camera with them, and look what happened. It always goes the wrong way, brothers. I'm telling you, that's just how it is. You gotta only put a woman in your life who is dedicated to you. And let me tell you something, ain't nobody else baby mama dedicated to you. She can't be dedicated to you. She dedicated to that man babies. You understand me? She dedicated to that man babies. Them ain't your babies. Those babies belong to him. That's his seed that grew in her. And you better remember that at all times. Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this prism of the ism. And as always, alphas up, betas down. Peace.